What's going on, man?
Yes, man, not a whole lot, dude. How you doing, man?
Man, pretty good.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Betty White. That's the only
Betty.
celebrity news or anything I know of that's going on today.
Yeah, I don't really know any celebrity news either, but yeah, old Betty's
For
hit double nines. That's cool, man.
man, that's the way to do it. I, I've thought, it probably would be fun to get to 100, but the closer I get to it, the more I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I want to celebrate Betty getting there. Hopefully,
Yeah,
interesting, man. I actually found out that Betty White was one of Trebek's top suggestions to take his spot as Jeopardy host because apparently they were like super tight. I'm like, that's kind of awesome, man. I think that
that's
would be a
cool.
lot of fun. So, but I will say, and the only episodes that I've seen are from right after. And Ken's doing great, man. Ken's doing a good
Good,
job. I know that's not a permanent thing, and that's cool. It doesn't
good,
have to be, but for what he's doing, it's good. He's doing a good job, man.
man. There's some other show that's like him and some of the other not celebrity, Jeopardy winners are on like a show on ABC. I was like, how are they doing this? But I guess it's probably something that was recorded months ago, and it's all kind of falling along the same time.
Could
But
be, man.
I haven't got into that a whole heck of a lot. But it looks interesting enough. I think it's The Chase or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh, and the only game shows I've seen recently are Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, just because it's puzzles that I can kind of get. Hey, I can get this one.
Yeah, man. I'm awful at Wheel of Fortune. I like it. I'm just bad at it, man. Because like with video game Wheel of Fortune and stuff like that, man. I am stubborn as hell, dude. I'm not buying a vowel for anything. I'm not spending
Oh
money
no.
on anything I don't
Mm-mm.
know. And sometimes that is all you need. And it's like, man, if you would just buy that E, you would have been fine. But I was like, no,
Mm-mm.
cheap. Hell
Ain't getting none of my money.
no, man. It's called Wheel of Fortune, not Wheel of Frivolous Spending.
Pat.
For real.
Uh, I it always blows my mind when whether it's Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, whatever game Wheel of Fortune is being played. Uh, I lose track of the money side of it.
Yeah, me
And to
too.
me, I'm always thinking like that there's this one particular person, like, man, they're doing awesome. And it comes down to it, like, totally, totally off as far as who's actually winning the game. Like, well, how did that happen?
Dude, I am very
Where
much
was
with
I?
you on that show. All I care about is the puzzle. I never pay attention to who's winning. I mean, the person that wins could actually not get anything, and they just tell me at the end they won. I'm like, oh, okay, all right then. I'll just go with it.
Well, fine, whatever.
I guess
So,
Pat knows what he's doing. He's hosted
it's,
this show since the turn of the since the dawn of time.
yeah, him and Betty White. But like, uh, is the solving is any reward for that? Apparently, not as much as I thought there was.
Yeah, seriously, man. It would just spin this stupid thing, and then okay, you got the puzzle right. You get nothing for it.
Yeah,
I did.
you got it right, loser.
That's right. Congratulations, idiot.
Yeah, I mean, and then I would be that person that, from all practical purposes, for what you can see on TV, there's no running board of what letters are available,
Yeah, dude.
and I would have to have like a note card or something, just Xing them off. And I'm sure for the celebrities, they probably do that, at least off to the side behind the camera. But for the real folk, I don't think they do that. And that's the other thing that'll drive me crazy. It's like, and it does happen every once in a while. Somebody will pick something that's already been uh, called upon that
Yeah.
wasn't there, or maybe even was. So I'll do that too. I'm trying to solve the puzzle. Like, no, that letter's already up there. That can't be that.
It'd be the third time through, and I'd pick S for the third time. Pat would
I
be like,
got.
we've told you, S has already been taken. S, Pat, final answer. He's like, get that out of here.
All right, that's enough.
Yeah, Pat Sajak runs me off the show.
That's enough of
I'm
that.
putting up with the shit today.
Man, I did watch some of the foosball
Oh,
uh,
man. It's been a good
this
weekend, man.
weekend. It was a good one. So now, and that was part of the reason why I waited so late to get in touch with you tonight. Is I gotta know.
Oh, yeah.
I can't hypothesize as to what the games are going to be next week. It's going to be the Bills and the Chiefs, and the Bucks and the Packers to decide Super Bowl 54 or whatever, 55, I think.
I don't remember what number it is either, man.
Pretty sure it's 55. So, you know, everybody's claiming that tonight was probably Drew Brees' last game. And, you know, it went out good, I thought.
It was weird because they made the announcement before the game that it's Drew Brees' last game in the Superdome, hell or high water. And then they made the comment about 9 times in the game, it's Drew Brees' last game. He's announced he's retiring. He's going home. He's done. And then as soon as the game was over, well, if this is it for Drew Brees, and I'm like, now come on, man. Y'all have been doing it factual the whole game. Now all of a sudden you're trying to get this old man to come back. And I like Drew Brees. But here's the thing. All that talk, and I love Shannon Sharp, but Shannon Sharp, and I mean this in a scripted way, Shannon Sharp approaches Tom Brady in the same way that Skip Bayless approaches LeBron James. He's supposed to hate on Brady, and he does. Mm-hmm. But all the talk about, I ain't got no arm left, man. He's got that noodle arm, man. It's like, there's a lot of things I don't like about Brady, and there's some things in his game that I don't think are as good as they once were. But hell, man, that happens. But that ain't one of them. Like his ability to deliver passes, I haven't ever seen that as far as a drop-off. So I never understood that. With Brees, on the other hand, his arm is gone. Drew Brees is like a fastball pitcher that can't throw the fastball anymore, and you can see it, and it's not this year, and it's not today. This is 3 years now, man. I'm like, God, dude, let him go the hell home, man. I just can't stand that. Well, Brees should play till he's 900 years old, man. No, stop, man. He has entertained us for a long time. Leave him alone, man.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing. Is like all throughout the game, they're reporting this as if it is absolute concrete fact.
Absolutely, yeah.
Toby Glazer said so, but then the second the game's over, like, well, are you?
And he's not going to want to go out like that. You think he's going to come back? And it's like, oh God, stop it, guys! You've got to be kidding me, man.
They got Jameis Winston. The Saints won't have me back.
Yeah, Jameis had that great play today, man. That was quite funny. That as much as I trash Fox's coverage of the NFL, because for the most part it sucks. Which it's not. Aikman is actually quite enjoyable. Troy is somebody I think that Romo has done a huge service for, because when Tony does the CBS game and he starts like breaking down coverages and making little explanations about, oh, I saw this right here in la-di-da, man, keep that in mind. They'll come back to that later. I think it got the other networks to loosen up on everybody else, because Tony Romo's smart. Yeah, he is. All of them can do that. All of the ex-quarterbacks can do that. So Troy does a lot more of that stuff now, and I'm like, that's cool, man. So I like that. But that one thing in particular, man, with the little like out pass to Winston and going deep and stuff like that, when they queued it up from the Bears doing it to them earlier this year. And I'm like, now that's a cool little video package to have right there, man. It's like, if you guys are wondering where Sean Payton got that play from, it's used against him earlier this year. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, man.
Yep. Follow that one away.
But that was that game was quite enjoyable. That was the one that of the 4 games on the weekend, I was really happy that it was last, because I'm like, cool, I get to punch out early. But I'm glad I didn't, because it was really quite good. And I think that I thought that is one of those rare things where, I mean, it's not rare in the pro game. Most times both teams play pretty well. But I thought the scoreboard was really indicative of the way that one went, mainly just because Tampa just kept taking the ball away. And it's like, man, I thought the Saints played all right. I thought Tampa played better. They deserved to win, man. They really did. But they just kept taking the ball away. And it's like, yeah, you guys you deserve this. So it was cool. It was quite enjoyable. It was, of the 2, it was the one I was lesser interested in, because that's been the case. Like the AFC, I'm super excited about. The NFC, I guess I shouldn't say that, because the Packers are fun. That game was. I guess it really comes down to if you like Rodgers or not, because some people really don't. And so if he doesn't do it for you, I can see skipping that. But they were good. They were quite impressive. Yeah. But the Buffalo-Baltimore was strange, because I thought that I wanted Baltimore to win a lot more than I did. And I was pulling for them, but I got no issues with Buffalo winning. That's totally cool, man.
That's one of those games. Either way, I'm satisfied.
Yeah, that's what happened to me too. I was feeling that way, and then it's just like, 'cause I like Buffalo, but I really like Baltimore. So I was thinking that I was going to be leaning that way, but then when it started, it's the same thing that happened today, where I didn't think I would care at all about Tampa and New Orleans. And then sitting and watching it, man, it was fun, dude. Because I told my brother before it started, I was like, man, I hope this is one of those games where nobody gets a lead of more than 6 points. And for a long time, for the first half, it was that. I'm like, oh, cool, man. But even when Tampa got the lead gap, they'd earned it by the way they'd played. So it was totally all right, man. Because that would have been one of those ones that, I mean, honestly, as well as Tampa played, if New Orleans had won, it would have been really frustrating. I mean, even watching as a neutral, man, because it's like, unless you're pulling for the Saints, it's like you would prefer to see the better team win. And Tampa Bay was the better team today, so I'm glad they won. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
But it's been a fun weekend, dude.
It's hard to watch Tampa for no other reason than the fact that Bruce Arians just looks like he could pass out at any minute.
Yeah.
He already had the red face going, but in the mask era, it's like purple now. I'm like,
Yeah, man.
Man, that looks like it hurts.
Yeah, Bruce is awesome. That guy, when they did the Hard Knocks about the Cardinals, and when he was out there, it's like I can't imagine not digging that guy. He's just so cool, man.
Yeah.
So I like Brucey. Yeah, my only issue with the Buccaneers was Brady, and watching him play today, it really is like, man, it's just the people that kiss his ass. He's fun to watch play. He's a totally serviceable and very, very fun player to watch. And he made a couple of throws today that they didn't. It's strange because they don't look like big deal throws, but they were. He had a couple where it's just like, how in the crap did he do that? It was cool. It was quite fun, man.
Yeah, man. So, then that's the other storyline. I guess going to the games next Sunday. But well, do you think that Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to play? Like, if you think he's not playing in that game, you're freaking crazy.
He got a concussion. It's very interesting. I was talking to my brother about it because we're trying to figure out what happened to him. And it reminded me of when we were talking about, like, you've come up behind somebody and hit them in the neck the right way, they will drop. That's what it looked like happened to him.
That's more of what it was.
I thought so too. It looked to me like he just totally got his wind just cut off and blacked out. That's what it looked like to me too, man. But yeah, as far as I know, we got to have the fucking injury drama. We can't help ourselves. And the whole other point is, if you don't like the Chiefs, it's tee hee ha ha. Patrick Mahomes can't play. And if you do like the Chiefs and it doesn't work out, well, he was concussed. And it's like, y'all can have your excuses all you want to. Because point blank, if the Bills beat the Chiefs, it's going to be because the Chiefs defense didn't stop them often enough. Because that's, I think of the basic units. I'm not going to the special team stuff because I just don't know it well enough. But of the basic units left in the playoff, I think Kansas City's defense is probably the weakest of all the units. I mean, they're not terrible, but they give up a lot of points, and Patrick Mahomes has to do a lot of magic shows. That said, they are the champs, and I like them. I like Kansas City, man. So I guess that's my main thing with Kansas City Buffalo, man. I am 100% 50-50. I will definitely be pulling for the Packers to beat Tampa Bay, but I'm hoping that it'll be a situation like today where you sit and watch it and it's like, hey, man, if Tampa outplays them, so be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It's going to be. And it's dumb, but I'm just ecstatic the Browns are gone because I'm like, I can't have Cleveland and Buffalo. I just can't. I can't do it because I like Buffalo. And honestly, I really like Cleveland a lot too. It's strange. We were talking about this too, man. Baker Mayfield is probably my least favorite player in the NFL just based off of media kiss-assery alone. But I love watching the Browns play, man. I like their style. I like their defense. Anybody that runs first and passes second, I'm into. That's my thing with Brady's numbers from the day. People get way too enamored with passing numbers. And I thought that Brady's just the numbers at the bottom as they're rolling up, how many attempts he's had, his yards, his touchdowns, completions, stuff like that. It looked like a German train schedule, man. Like every single thing is like, that's exactly where you want him to be. Oh, this is exactly where you want him to. Man, they're playing this. It just felt that way where it's all like, man, he's right here. You want it to keep under 35 if you can. Yards are overrated, especially when you pass for, I think he passed for 2 scores and ran for another, I think. So I don't give a damn about passing yards, especially if you got 3 touchdowns to your name. But it was right where you wanted it to be. I don't need Tom Brady to go out and throw for 400 fucking yards every game, especially a game like that that's nip and tucking back and forth. You get the big passing yards if you have to make a big comeback.
Mm-hmm.
if you need him, that's cool, but he didn't need him today. It was impressive. I had a lot of fun watching that game, and there are several guys on that team that I really do like. I think that AB's a little overblown. That I'm very, very sour grapesy about AB just because when he was in Pittsburgh, he was the baddest receiver in the league. He was toxic. He was a scourge, and they talked endless shit about him. But the second that Tommy and the Pats want to rehabilitate him, he's okay. Then they get rid of him. Oh, this guy's terrible. Oh my God, screw this guy. Then Brady wants him again, and now we're all buddies. It's okay. Come on, AB. And that kind of stuff frustrates me a bit. At the same time, Mike Evans is an unbelievable player, and he gets love for it too, which is nice. I think that Gronk has been exposed. I'm hoping that Gronk will take a page out of the Drew Brees playbook because he done. He done, and he's been done. It sucks to say it after today because everything went so well. It's not that everything went well for them. They played well. They game planned well. It was just good. But Gronkowski's he's such a lump out there, man. I'm just assuming that him getting back on that HGH cycle didn't take the way it did the first time.
It kicked in.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he will head for the mountains of Bush because God, do I hate that guy. Anyway, I got distracted on that dum-dum stuff, man. But it'll be interesting. I'm glad they're playing in the afternoon because, I mean, I know it doesn't really help one way or the other, but dude, I think the forecast says that for that game, they're playing at 3 in the afternoon, and the forecast is 24 degrees. And I'm like, that's with the sun out. I'm like, oh my God, man. So, Lord help, man. That's rough, dude. But that was something I was thinking about it looked like Cleveland was trying to make their move to get back in that game to beat Kansas City. And I'm like, man, if the championship games are in Green Bay and Buffalo, boy, you can't win on scheduling day night. Man, it's like whoever gets that PM game, that's gonna suck. Oh my God.
I don't want to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh God, seriously, I don't like this game that much.
I'm staying home.
Yeah, dude, seriously, man.
Crazy, man. There was a little bit of WWE news where they announced the WrestleMania dates for the next 3 years.
The next 26 WrestleManias.
Yes. Oh, let's have it. Not going to be able to have them, but we'll announce it.
Dude,
that way we can change it.
Dude, I like that. I know so far it's just the first one, but I like that the first one is announced as 2 days. And I was
hoping that was going to be a trend.
Oh, well, that's my thing. It's only the first one that we've done that on, but I'm like, well, okay, it gives us a full year to turn that into the thing. So I'm like, let's do it. That's cool, man. Because I think it worked really well this past year. Let's do it. I think that's real cool, man.
Yeah, so Tampa's getting their Mania over Saturday and Sunday, and then it's Dallas and Los Angeles again. So I just thought that was kind of. I was when I saw Tampa get announced and I saw the 2 other dates, I was like, I'll forget something. But who knows what they'll be able to do? I seriously think that's going to change.
As far as the 2-day thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think it's just like, hey, man, at least the next one is, and then there's plenty of time between that one and the one after. I'm with you. I love the idea of making it. I think that's cool. I'm hoping that will become the thing. It's like we talked about it's the way that I'm hoping. I know this will not. I'm pretty sure this won't happen. But I wish that when things are back to normal, if you will, I would just wish that AEW would just stay at Daly's place because it's like we've talked about, man. It's if you got a home base, people will come to you. It's in Florida, which is the vacation capital of the country anyway. Let people come to you, and then 4 times a year do pay-per-views and hit the big spots, man. It'll be all good. And if you want to have a 5th one just so you can go to California because that's where half the people on the roster are from, cool. Knock that out too. No problem. But, man, I just think that saving yourself the wear and tear on the road is a good idea. Having your talents be in a place where they can actually go and sleep in their fucking beds is one of the reasons that NXT is as fetishized as it is, because that's what you do there. I love it. I think that's a good idea, man. Keep people off the roads. Oh, dude, seriously. And then, like, your live events become massive. If Vince wants to do that, having 12 pay-per-views a year would be fine. He could totally get away with it then, man. But just having to be in a new basketball arena every Monday, I'm like, I hope those days are over because I just think it's stupid.
You think so?
Yeah, but and I'm sorry. What I would do is I would have 4 pay-per-views a year, and I would go to whatever city you're going to, and like we've talked about, man, just have a con weekend. Literally, man, you show up at the Congress Center on Friday, and y'all don't pull up stakes till Sunday, middle of the night. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
If you want to do Sundays, which I understand if you don't, because if you don't want to compete with Vince, not a bad idea. We just had a Saturday pay-per-view yesterday. But so whatever day of the week you want to do it on, that's cool. But showing up and making an event, you could do lots of cool stuff that way. I hope that's what they're going to do.
Let that be the industry standard.
I would love it. I think that would be awesome, man. Because just like we've talked about, man, if you could get less travel for people in pro wrestling, that would be awesome. That would be one of the most massive things you could possibly do as far as longevity and better health, man. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Ronda's going to be.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. No, I cut you off.
I'm just saying the same thing. Where hopefully that will become the standard.
Yeah, I hope so, man. If Ronda Rousey's going to be the one to give it to him, so much the better. That's awesome, man. Excuse me. It seemed like
sign up for that.
Yeah, it seemed like there was something wrestling related I was going to talk to you about, and I swear I don't remember what it was now, man. I don't know. I can't believe I forgot what it was, dude. It's obviously not that huge of a deal, but we were talking about this off camera, so I'll mention it now. I'm not getting the uproar over Kenny Omega's Bullet Club shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, he has 1 or 2 of them, so that's not that big of a deal. But, oh, man, that's copyright, man. They put that on the TV. Does anybody really think that all this guff on Twitter between the Guerrillas of Destiny and the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers and anybody else is real? I mean, does anybody think this crap is real? Because if you think it's real, do you not know anything about Tama Tonga and Carl Anderson? Because, brother, those guys are thick as thieves. So that's why I'm hoping that they are the architects of all this crossover stuff. Because, sorry, I'm getting stupid stuff. There we go. Sorry. That's what I'm hoping we're doing. And I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be like that, because if you need to think that it's real or pretend it's real just to have fun with it, hey, man, I should be I should be much more about people having fun with that. And also, I think it's another one of those, well, Brian, they listen to the show. They're listening to us. They listen to the show. And I'm all like, if you told me that was a middle finger right up Jim Cornette's wife's ass, I'd be like, yep, that's exactly what that is. Well, they can't call them Bullet Club. Ain't gonna call them Bullet Club. Can't call them, man. I'm like, why are you commenting on this? Why do you care? So, well, AEW's done found their, I'm sorry, Impact's found their money mark, and they're just going to rip them off. This doesn't help AEW one bit. And I'm like, I think you're probably right, except for the thing that I don't understand about people so quickly dismissing AEW and Impact is this. I keep saying AEW. AEW's got the best tag division on the planet Earth. Everybody knows that. But AEW, I think, has the best tag division for the same reason that you and I've talked about WWE having the best women's division. It's because WWE decided to prioritize it a long time ago. So good for them, man. They deserve to have that roster they've got. AEW, tag teams are a big deal, so everybody shows up to be in it. Having said that, you can have tag matches, crossover, all that stuff is good. I think everybody is excited about Kenny Omega, Rich Swann. Who doesn't want to see that?
Yeah.
But the main point or bonus for AEW in a working relationship with Impact is the knockouts. That division that everybody flogs AEW over every chance they get. And it's like, it never occurred to you that having the women in Impact crossover, come on down. Are you kidding me? Especially considering you got the NWA there too. Dude, that would be fun. That'd be really fun. And on that subject, the other rumor making its way around. It's not even a rumor. It's just people. That thing that we talked about when we were doing the belt collector ones that he could go after. Another one of the matches that's being speculated on is Kenny Omega and Nick Aldis. And holy crap, that would be nuts. I would love to see that. I'd love to see that. So all that junk is exciting, man. And I think Roosh is the ROH champ. I honestly don't know if they've been invited to the party or not, man. I hope that happens, but I just don't know. Mainly because I just don't know if AEW bought Ring of Honor, it would literally be to out Vince, because I think the only reason they would do it is for the tapes, because that's about the only massive, monstrous, holy crap tape library that Vince don't have. And with Joe and with Bryan Danielson, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, I'm trying to think. There's several other guys that were big, big stars in Ring of Honor. It'd be fun to have that stuff on the network. So if they get in a bidding war over it, it might just be up yours, buddy. But
buddy.
I'm hoping that AEW. I'm hoping that Ring of Honor will be good. If anybody's going to buy Ring of Honor, as long as it's someone that will give J. Mark Briscoe a job, I'm all right with it.
That's
cool.
That's the only other thing you'd be buying.
It's just I don't know. That roster is pretty good. If you like a particular type of roster, like there's this kid named Hot Sauce Tracy Williams that, man, for what they are trying to make. Oh man, Thatch can Timothy Thatcher. Ooh, I like Timothy Thatcher, but man, if you had Hot Sauce and you had main woman Thatcher is freaking Octopus, Jonathan Gresham. Oh my God, they could absolutely kill. Well, actually, you know what? I'll actually move Gresham up further than that. Probably the baddest, like pure, to borrow Ring of Honor's term, pure wrestling match you could book right now is Jonathan Gresham and Kyle O'Reilly. Oh my God, that would be unreal. So it's just, I don't know, man. I can't imagine Ring of Honor's not going to go on the market at some point. Whoever gets it, it's okay. But boy, there's several crossovers there that would be quite good. I don't know about Jay Lethal. I think Jay would be kind of the Briscoe kind of thing the first thing about Jay Lethal is they tell him he can't do a lethal injection because it's too much like an RKO, to which he'd say, you can go fuck yourself and Randy Orton's mama too. I'm out. So that's the end of that. Yeah. But I'm hoping that, I don't know, man. I would love it if they could get Ring of Honor in the belt collector atmosphere. But again, if Ring of Honor was bought by WWE and basically just became NXT Junior, that would be awesome. Because everybody's, we're going to do more TV shows? Is NXT getting a second show? Dude, if you had ROH on television with WWE backing it and ask Triple H who he wants to see run it, you can make all that stuff work. There's a lot of cool things you can do there. But anyway, I mentioned Roosh because it was like, well, if they're going to get that in there, that's another one. And Roosh Kenny Omega would be really cool for a couple of reasons. The main one being that if you made it a crossover belt match for the Ring of Honor Championship and the AAA Championship, because Roosh is from Mexico, I'm like, you could make all that stuff cool, man. You can make it real cool. But the idea of being a champ in Mexico, a champ in the United States, and then the quest is to go over and take Kota Ibushi's belt from Japan. That's a good story. I hope Ibushi wins, but it's a good story, man. I guess I shouldn't say I hope Ibushi wins because I definitely want the Gorillas to win the AEW tag team titles. I'm sorry, I mentioned all this earlier, man. But I've talked about it on here before. I will say it again just to be real, real clear. FTR versus Jay and Mark Briscoe is my number one wrestling match, period. That'd be the thing. If I could fantasy book anything and I could just watch anything, that would be it. FTR Gorillas of Destiny would be not far behind. My God, that would be awesome.
That would be the show.
Yeah. So clearly I'm hoping that Kenny Omega's t-shirt is a signal that, it's happening. We're all going to get together. I'm like, yes.
We're down.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Man. I would look forward to seeing that. Hopefully that's what the plans are to do.
I'm hoping so too. I would be most excited if we could get that to happen. I would also love it if we really want to open all the doors and we want everybody involved. If we're going to blow up the Bullet Club, man, I would love for Finn Balor to get that Chris Jericho hall pass where he can go to Japan for a weekend and solve the unfinished business. And I would love that because especially if you could get Carl Anderson and Tama Tonga and Prince Devitt in the same place. That would be sick. That's just cool, man.
Heck yeah.
That good. Cool. And it's weird because most people jump the line and it's like, it's got to be AJ Styles. I get it. AJ was massive in Bullet Club and that's huge and it's real cool. But hey, man, I don't know. If you want to let AJ go back, all right. But I don't know if you're going to do that or not. I probably won't do it with anybody, but it's exciting, man. It's quite fun. But I would crossover stuff that I would love to see. And this is pure fantasy crap because this involves WWE, and I don't see them ever doing it. But that's all right. But how great would it be to have Finn Balor go and vanquish everybody else and officially break up the Bullet Club, and that's that, and it's all over, and we're done. And the guy who didn't get invited to the Bullet Club breakup party is Adam Cole. Because Adam Cole was in Bullet Club too. So then it's all like, well, you might not be Bullet Club anymore, but it was never about that for me anyway, man. So you have Kenny and the Young Bucks, and I don't know, I guess, Devitt, if you want to do it that way, against Undisputed Era. I mean, that would be so awesome, dude. It's like, I don't care about Bullet Club. I just want to beat you guys up. There we go. We're off and running. I would love that, man.
Heck yeah, man.
Oh, God, that would be just awesome.
That would have to be over 2 nights.
Oh, dude, all of the stuff about like the first phase, the stuff that I actually think might happen, the Wrestle Kingdom stuff, dude, that's next January anyway, man. Yeah. That's the upside about New Japan. When you start trying to fantasy book New Japan, man, you got time. You got time. So it's like ain't nobody pushing for nothing.
Mm-hmm. Fluff it out.
Oh, dude, yeah, they it's very old school. It is very Dory Funk Senior. That's where they learned it from, and that's how they still do it.
Yeah. When you think you're going too slow, slow down even more.
Dude, it's like, man, there's no reason to rush this ship. And for the love of God, don't take booking advice from Twitter. That'd be their number one thing as far as like, if you want to know the biggest difference between New Japan and WWE, that's it. New Japan does not take booking advice from their freaking Twitter account. And Twitter it's mean to single out Twitter because now that is the singular source. But with Vince, it's always been the internet. And Meltzer, he never wants to admit, I don't know who Dave Meltzer is. Bull to the shit. You knew exactly who he was. And you were always weepy and crying because he was mean to you. And it's like, get out of here. What is this? My point about that is people talk often, Cornette. When I say people, I mean Cornette. About how, Meltzer's just crazy now. And he thinks he's a lot bigger deal than he is. And it's true. He is. But why is Meltzer a bigger deal than he should be? Because Vince thought he was. Seriously, the standard bearer for the entire industry was always looking at the Observer. And it's like, oh, God. You're why we have to put up with this guy? And I'll be mean to be mean to Dave because there are certain things that he and I agreed 100% on, and then there are most other things we don't. Basically, All Japan in the 90s, I agree with him completely on, but basically everything else we're kind of up in the air. Like, I know I've told you before, it's so stupid, man, but the Samoa Joe Kenta Kobashi match and Kenta Kobashi and Kensuke Sasaki are from, I think they're both from like May 2003. Those matches were the same month. And he gives Joe Kobashi 5 stars because he was there. And then Sasaki and Kenta, 4.5, 4 3/4, whatever the hell he gave it. And it's like, I've seen both those matches. Joe Kobashi is neat. Watch it on fucking mute. I don't care how rowdy the crowd was. I don't care how neat you thought it was being there. Great. The Tokyo Dome crowd for Sasaki. It's Sasaki and Kobashi, for fuck's sake. They've both been legends for 10 years by that time. That match is the truth. That thing is, I love it. God, I watch that thing all the time. But Destiny 2003 is the best pro wrestling Noah show ever. It's the most famous one ever. And the Masawa Kawada match isn't great, but by that time they'd wrestled 10,000 times. They were older. It wasn't supposed to be. But the Kobashi Sasaki is awesome. And the freaking junior heavyweight match, junior heavyweight. It was Kanemaru and Kenta. That thing is fantastic. I'm pretty sure King's Arc probably has that on YouTube, man. So if you want to watch it, just type in Kenta. All capital letters will help. And then Kanemaru, it's Kanemaru. I'm telling you, that is anybody that wants to check that out, you'll have yourself a good time. You're gonna punch a hole in it. Have yourself a good time.
Man, that's that good stuff, man.
That is that good stuff, man. I'm not sure what else is going down. I know that
a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah. It does seem like there was something else wrestling related that I was going to mention, but I don't remember what it was now. And I know that in Disney Plus news that WandaVision apparently is melting eyeballs, but I ain't seen it yet
Oh,
because I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till they're all out because that's just how I want to do it. But I am
I,
glad that
I haven't done it myself yet either. I
yeah,
intended to this weekend. I hadn't got around to it, so
yeah,
I
man.
will get it in.
Well, when the second one, when the next ones come out, let me know if it's 3 or 3 and 4 because I don't know if they're releasing them 2 every week or 2 at the beginning and then 1 a week. So I'm trying to get my timeline right so I can
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I'm looking over there for something. They did my
If
little
if
Google
if
inquiry,
if they do that, I would be very surprised.
like two
Seems like
each week.
yeah.
I was
I'll
thinking 2 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. That's what
yeah,
I was thinking.
yeah. That's seems like well, I don't think they've done that with anything. I think it was just kind of like maybe these are just such a good part 1 and 2 that way you got to have these two together.
Yeah, I can see you bumping somebody with like your sample taste. Yeah, I
Hmm.
can see you hitting
Yeah,
somebody up with an hour for the first one, and then
yeah.
just it makes sense. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be too. But it's just that way I get my timeline right and it'll be okay. But I did my Google inquiry about Hulu gift cards, and they totally work. So I'm like, sweet, now I'm totally set.
Sweet, sweet.
Excuse me, because I haven't done Hulu yet. I need to. There's several things on there that I got asked for gift cards for Christmas because there's several things on there I want to look at, but it hadn't started yet because again, I got Mindy and I'm playing video games, and when I do the Hulu thing, it's going to be focused. This is what I am doing. So video game stuff, I like it to be TV shows I've already seen. But
Yeah.
if I'm really watching something, I want to really watch it. But just
Mhm.
with all the bundle commercials, I'm like, man, I bet they'll take gift cards for that, and it turns out they will. So that's great. But that honestly, my Disney Plus subscription is really only going to need to be about a day because I'm pretty sure that when it comes out, it'll be one of those like get a bottle of wine and a bag, a little box of tacos from the border, and that's my day. That's all I'm going to do is just sit and watch all of it,
Heck yeah, man. That's the way to do
which
it.
is not that bad. I think it's 9 episodes, so it's 4.5 hours. It's not
Yeah,
that bad. We'll call it
man.
5 if they decide to do an hour on the last one.
Man, that's kind of the fun thing. It's like without having any type of advertisers other than Disney to deal with, you can do whatever the hell you want. And if we
Yeah,
feel like doing an hour of this episode, we will. Probably be more like 45 or something like that. And I'm just going by Mandalorian uh,
yeah.
standards because, and the stories are so good that you don't feel it.
Yeah, it's not the 22 minutes and change that the half-hour format usually affords you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
man.
know, just get kind of bored with it. Oh yeah, but man, this Mandalorian stuff's like, man, it's like don't let it be over. That's
Yeah.
kind of the feeling you get when you can kind of see it kind of wrapping up. Like, oh no,
Oh,
oh no,
it feels like we're getting there. Oh, it feels like we're getting there.
oh Jesus,
Oh, I don't like it.
it stings.
Oh, excuse me.
There's one good thing to be said for uh, a Democratic inauguration is you're going to have cool musical guests.
Oh
If
yeah.
nothing else, you'll have that. I saw Lady Gaga and uh, J Lo are performing. So it's like rock and roll. So got that coming up this week. So that's one thing to look forward to. Outside of that, uh, the Hawks debut the MLK jerseys tomorrow.
That's right, man. They've been sitting on them, obviously because of the holiday, but it is quite exciting. They had a thing from one of the games last week that the Pope got his, man. I
Yeah,
didn't exactly catch what there was just some association, some like social justice association that he was like really, really pushing, and there just lots of businesses from all over the world got in on it, and the Hawks were one of them. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. So they hooked him up. It's got the black jersey with Francis on it. And the only thing about it was the jersey number was 1. And I'm like, I don't know what number Pope he is, but how cool would that be if it was like
yeah,
the like what number he is for like the office? That would be awesome, man.
that'd be the way to do it.
Yeah, man.
It's like,
Either that or
oh,
I think he's Francis the 14th or something like that. That would be
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Might not. don't know if they do keep a this is our 44th Pope or whatever he would be.
Yeah, well, that's what I was
Kind of
thinking too.
number,
Is
or
like however
just
many of them.
following the numbering of Francis's.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. It's like I don't think that anybody has reached. Nobody has reached like three figures on a name yet. There hasn't been a Pope Charles the 104th.
Yeah.
So if you just do it the number, you're still within. You're still within basketball regulations.
Yes.
You get away with that.
Yeah, yeah. We got to follow the rules, y'all.
Hey, dude,
It's the Pope we're talking about.
It's the Pope. Pope's got to have an authentic jersey.
Yeah.
Wants to come in and shoot sweet J's down at the State Farm. We got to let him in.
Yeah, man.
Be awesome to see the Pope over at the check-in table. That would just be great.
It is me.
Yeah, dude, for real. But it's cool. I don't think, as far as the third jerseys go, I don't think the Hawks have missed yet. Most of their stuff was cool. The peach trees were incredible, and then the MLKs are awesome. It wouldn't surprise me, honestly, if they kind of kept that. It's just, I mean, not that jersey, but just that idea. Having an MLK jersey. I mean, even if you just want to wear it on the day, because I'm pretty sure the Hawks always have a home game on the 18th, because why wouldn't you? That's cool. So even if that's the only game you want to wear it at, man, that's cool. So you could sell your Hawks jerseys, take them, put them up on the auction things, and then give the money to Ebenezer or just anybody, any charity group you want to give it to. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, man. There's plenty to support around town.
Oh, totally, man. That's not a bad idea at all. I feel bad because the Hawks played, I think, yesterday, and I totally missed it because football's running out, so it's all good. Basketball's still relatively early. We're going to be okay.
Yeah, man. That's what somebody had made one of those posts that people make on Facebook that they like, click this if you miss baseball as much as me. Like, I don't miss it that much yet. There's still plenty of good stuff going on, man.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think for a lot of people that are, oh man, I miss baseball. What they mean, that's code for I hate winter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I do understand that.
Yeah, baseball is going to be fun, but I'm with you, man. This is great stuff, man. On the subject, we were talking about basketball, man. Do you, amateur opinion, gut reaction, for all of the, oh man, it's over, man. LeBron's reign is over. Here come the Nets. Do you think we will ever see those three guys play in the same game? Because I don't. I'll just tell you point blank. I haven't bought it from second one. I don't think you will ever see those three guys on the same court. I just don't. And then Kyrie's gone off and lost his ever-loving mind, so he is like, might not ever see Kyrie again, period.
Oh, yes. I would seriously doubt that.
I just don't see it. I can't. I mean, I get for like name recognition, people getting all excited and jumping. It's the greatest big three of all time. You telling me they're better than Magic and Kareem and Worthy? Because I'm telling you they're not. They're not. Durant is the best player of that bunch as far as what he does. Durant is fantastic. He is really, really excellent as far as how he can score, because he can score like Kobe. There's really nothing you can't do to him. Kobe was more fun to watch, but Durant, what are you not going to do? Well, you just got to keep him out of the post, man, and make him shoot jumpers. Okay. Well, you just got to move him back and make him shoot threes. Okay. I mean, it's like no matter what you do offensively or defensively, he can neutralize you. But defensively, he is a handful. It's great. Durant's great. And every time I bring it up, well, he and Harden played together before. They really didn't. This version, James Harden, as we know him now, that was not him in Oklahoma City. He didn't play like that. He came off the bench. He did what he had to do. But the James Harden that we all know and some of us love now is not the same guy that played with Kevin Durant. So we don't know nothing about that. For name recognition, I get it. I understand. I get it. But I just think that considering the GM that loved him beyond love is in Philadelphia now, and he didn't pull the trigger on that trade, depending on who you ask, because some people say that the guy in Houston basically just wanted to give Daryl Morey the middle finger and be like, man, I'm doing your job better than you did. Go fuck yourself. You can't have your guy. But then the other side of the story is, well, they wanted Ben Simmons and the Sixers wouldn't give it up. the tabloid of, oh, that guy, I'm going to sock it to him. I get it. I understand wanting to make that your headline, but we're not giving you Ben Simmons. Well, okay, then you're not getting James Harden. That probably makes a little more sense. Either way, I'm getting way sidetracked, man. Sorry about that. But Kyrie and Durant as a tag team, I'm like, yeah, I can see that. But Kyrie and Durant and Harden as a trio, that I just don't see it. I mean, not only do I not think it will work, I just don't think we'll ever see it. And as far as the Nets are concerned, if you're going to let Kyrie Irving walk in the name of James Harden, you don't deserve to win anything, because taking the ball out of Kyrie's hands for James Harden, well, that's pretty dicey. But taking the ball out of a guy that's going to get the ball to Kevin Durant, you're an idiot. You're an absolute moron if you make that decision. And Kyrie Irving, for as many as he can score, and he can go get them. He can go get you buckets, but he's going to find Kevin Durant. The offense is Kevin Durant's for 3/4, and then the reason you have Kyrie, and this is the thing that Tony Kornheiser, and I know it's personal because Tony hates Kyrie Irving, and I get that. People, you have somebody you just hate on, man, you can develop biases against them. But his whole thing with Boston's so much better without him, Mike. They're so much better. Why do you even want this guy? They're better without him, Mike. They're better without him. And it's all like, how many playoff series did Boston win while Kyrie was up there? None. You want to know why? Because he wasn't around. Kyrie Irving is a guy that you put up with for however long you got to put up with him, because crunch time, fourth quarter, that's your boy. Everybody wants, it's Michael time. Oh, the Mamba mentality, and you got to go out and crush your opponent in the crunch time. That's Kyrie Irving, more so than anybody else in basketball. He's the guy. He is that fourth quarter scoring machine that's like, what the hell? He'll go into the fourth quarter with 8 points and finish the game with 34. And it's like, what did I just see?
Yeah.
So, yes, he's a handful, and you got to put up with a lot of crap, but that's why. And the only reason it irks me when people ask, like, oh, what's the point of putting up with this guy? Man, y'all the ones that tried to make that, chips are down, time to get it done, got to rally the boys in the fourth quarter. Y'all the ones that made that so romantic. So why in the world can you not see that, oh, yeah, he's that the guy that you romanticize, that you, like, turn into a legend, old John Henry, he's that guy. He's Willis Reed, except he actually does it in the fourth quarter instead of Willis Reed coming out, limping out, scoring 2 buckets, and then sitting down. I love Willis Reed, man, and that's a great story. But the main thing with Willis Reed, and this is another shot at Kornheiser, if that's not the Knicks, he never talks about it.
Yeah.
But Willis Reed, they try to make it sound like the guy came back from the brink of death and scored 75 points and won the game. He didn't. He got shot full of Novocaine or whatever they gave him, and he went out and scored two buckets and then sat down. And, they were galvanized. They were so inspired. Well, they were also pretty doggone good. Those Knicks teams were bad, brother. They were just plain bad.
Yeah.
So if they needed that capital letter at the beginning of the sentence to get them rolling, that's awesome. But I don't know. I just don't. I think that on paper, cool. Or on the 2K fantasy draft, great. But as far as, like, who's going to take the cut, that's my question. Because if you just set Harden up in the corner to shoot threes, he is going to get – I just don't think he's that guy. He ain't going to feel that shit. And Kyrie Irving damn sure isn't going to feel that shit. He ain't going to have James Harden out there dribbling for 45 fucking seconds and never moving the ball. I just don't know, man. But I do think it's cool that as soon as they make that deal, Kyrie's like, oh, yeah, really? I'm going to go home. I'm going to go home, man. Somebody made a great tweet about that. It was like, man, Kyrie Irving trying to play this NBA season now by remote. He's trying to work. He's trying to work remotely. Be the NBA point guard remotely. But somebody else made an unbelievable point, and I might get the numbers wrong. I hope I don't. But it was like the fact that Kyrie Irving is averaging 26, 5, and 4 on splits of 50, 41, and 100 as a hobby is the best story in the NBA right now. And they're right. I mean, it's part-time, in and out. We're doing that thing, la-di-da. And you heard that right. 51 from the floor, 40 from 3. I ain't missed a free throw yet. That is shocking, man. I just think that's awesome. 26, 5, and 4 as a hobby. Like, that's awesome.
It is Sheldon Big Bang robot with his Zoom meeting laptop on top of it, like
just
shaking out there.
Space out there running the point. That'd be awesome, man.
Why was I programmed to feel pain?
Why was I programmed to feel pain? The other one always our program to feel pain that I love is when Homer's an astronaut and he's floating towards the ant colony and he flies into it and it breaks open and the ants are all like floating around and they're like, freedom, horrible, horrible freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. Heck yeah, man. That's what's going down.
Man, I think that's everything, man. I keep saying I'm going to take notes and then I don't. So I guess that means I'm just going to keep saying, oh, I should have taken some notes.
Oh, man, it's all good.
It's good stuff, man. We filled up that hour, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's what we do.
Fulfilled our obligations.
That's right, man. That's it. Boxes have been ticked. Goodbye.
Oh, man. That's all good, man.
Hell yeah. Take care, all right, brother?
I'll see you.
Thank you for watching, y'all. We'll see you soon.
Heck yeah. Yeah.